Hi, welcome back to SQL Database Administration Hub. Today, we're going to install SQL Server from scratch. This is your lab setup video. By the end, you'll have a working SQL Server environment on your machine that you can use to follow along with every other video in this course. Let's get into it. Before we can practice any DBA skills, we need a SQL Server environment to work in. The great news is that Microsoft offers free editions of SQL Server that are perfect for learning. In this video, we'll cover three things: the different SQL Server editions and which one to choose for your lab, the best practices to follow during installation, and the post-install checklist every DBA runs through after setup is complete. Whether you're installing on a physical machine or a virtual machine, this guide applies to you. SQL Server comes in several editions, and choosing the right one matters. Here's a quick breakdown. Enterprise Edition is the full-featured, top-tier version used by large organizations. It's expensive and requires a license, not what we're using for a lab. Standard Edition covers most business needs and is more affordable, but still a paid license. Developer Edition is the one you want for your lab. It has all the features of Enterprise Edition, but is completely free. The only restriction is that you cannot use it in a production environment. It's built specifically for learning and development, which makes it perfect for this course. Express Edition is also free, but has limitations. It caps database size at 10 gigabytes and lacks some features like SQL Server Agent. For a learning lab, Developer Edition is always the better choice. Go to the Microsoft website, search for SQL Server downloads, and grab the Developer Edition. It's free and takes just a few minutes to download. Now let's walk through the installation. When you run the installer, you'll be presented with three options: Basic, Custom, and Download Media. Choose Custom so you have full control over the configuration. Here are the best practices to follow as you go through the setup wizard. First, when selecting features, make sure you include the database engine services. This is the core of SQL Server. Also select SQL Server Replication and Full Text Search so your lab environment is as complete as possible. Second, for the instance configuration, use a named instance rather than the default instance if you plan to run multiple SQL Server versions on the same machine. For a single lab setup, the default instance is fine. Third, for the service accounts, keep the defaults that the installer suggests. These are managed service accounts that Microsoft recommends for security. Fourth, on the collation settings, leave this as the default unless you have a specific regional requirement. Microsoft recommends keeping security settings at their default. Collation affects how SQL Server sorts and compares text data. Fifth, on the authentication mode screen, select Mixed Mode. This allows both Windows authentication and SQL authentication. Set a strong password for the SA account. This is the built-in system administrator login. Also add your current Windows account as a SQL Server administrator. Once installation is complete, don't close everything and walk away. A good DBA always runs through a post-install checklist. Here's what to do. First, install SQL Server Management Studio. SSMS is the tool you'll use to connect to and manage SQL Server. It's a separate download from the Microsoft website. Search for SSMS download and grab the latest version. It's free. Second, connect to your instance. Open SSMS, connect to your server, and confirm SQL Server is running. If you can connect and see your system databases, master, model, MSDB, and tempDB, your installation is successful. Third, check SQL Server services. Open the SQL Server Configuration Manager and confirm that the SQL Server Service and SQL Server Agent Service are both running and set to start automatically. Fourth, verify your SQL Server version. Run this simple query in SSMS. Select APA version. This returns the exact version and build number of your SQL Server installation. It's something DBAs reference regularly. Fifth, enable the SA login if needed. If you set up Mixed Mode Authentication, confirm the SA account is enabled under Security Logins in SSMS. And that's it! Your SQL Server Lab is up and running. Editions and why Developer Edition. You walk through the installation using the custom setup option with best practice configurations. And you completed your post-install checklist: SSMS installed, services verified, version confirmed, and your connection tested. From this point forward, every video in this course will assume you have this environment ready to go. So make sure you've completed these steps before moving ahead. If you hit any issues during installation, drop a comment below and I'll help you out. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next video, and I'll see you there.
generous academy.